Good morning, YouTubers. This is Sue of Pursue the Dream. Monday morning. I'm back in Boulder. I went to Longmont, Colorado, which is 10 miles north, and spent the weekend. Woo! In the fairgrounds because the state park was filled, and it was nice just to have a place to pull into. But it was an RV kind of a, well, I don't know. It was a nice place. It was relatively inexpensive. But I'm back in Boulder. I had some errands to do today. And, you know, I'm just feeling a little safe, not safe necessarily, safer in Boulder. I wasn't unsafe in Longmont or anywhere else. But there's something about being in a familiar setting while I'm trying to adjust to this lifestyle that I'm just going to give in to. I really now understand why Shelley hangs out in Las Vegas. And I don't know if she's finally left or not, but there is something about knowing where things are, knowing where you can go, knowing where people will let you go, to avoid being hassled and just to be able to relax. So I'm giving in, and you know, the instinct is to run to Yellowstone or the Grand Canyon or one of the wonders of America. And I do yearn to do those things, but I'm just not ready for that. This refrigeration issue, because I broke the inverter, I don't have a refrigerator. I bought one cooler at Walmart yesterday. It was inexpensive, $100. Not cheap, but for that kind of a thing. And plugged it in yesterday. It did cool some things, but I went to turn the overhead lights on and nothing worked. So it was pulling all the power. Didn't drain the battery, it was just pulling all the power. So I took it back this morning. I also then felt like you just need to suck it up, and life isn't perfect, and you'll just have to live with ice. So my refrigerator, actually, I decided last night, well, just plug the thing in. I was in a campground and there was electricity there, so I plugged it in last night. This is life. And sort of got these things frozen. These are iceless ice. And so this cooler, or this refrigerator, freezer is what it is, will keep things cold for about 4 days. I have a block of ice in here sitting in a pan. I don't know if you can see that. And I'm getting ready to go into a store to see if I can find one of those old-fashioned ice cream plastic things you used to put ice cream in. They probably don't make them anymore. But that would be ideal because the ice melts and then that's kind of a mess. And speaking of messes, dear God, I don't know if I'll learn how to live in such a tiny space with so much stuff. And I don't have that much stuff, but it's still way too much. So I'm using the cooler again. There's my dirty clothes, and dear God, I have to take them today. There's still the stuff from for Goodwill, but I did at least put my plant on the floor. The other day it fell off the sink and there was dirt everywhere. I can walk to the potty, and my shower head works as a cleanser for flushing the toilet since the water doesn't go there. But you know, it's kind of a general. Somebody that came in the other day to take a look described it as organized chaos. That's kind of how it is. There are places for things. I'm not sure where they are, but as you can see, sitting here trying to upload the YouTube. I don't know if this thing will ever get published because I'm in queue and it's just not going anywhere. But all right, enough rambling. Actually, that's the whole point, isn't it? It's just rambling from here on out. And I'm just not sure how to do this. I met a couple. I went out to Camping World hoping to get a actual 12-volt refrigerator, which the smaller one they were out of course. They had the big expensive ones. And I've just got to stop spending money. But while I was there, I was just talking to this couple, and it turns out they have a 1976 excuse me, 1976 Dodge, which they haven't done anything to, I don't think, other than maybe take some stuff out and put, they replaced the hot water heater. And they told me what they used, but I didn't quite understand what he was saying. Their furnace doesn't work, but they've hooked into the, they took out their refrigerator and hooked into the propane there, which I was thinking about doing that too. And they paid a whole lot less for theirs than I did mine. But what was interesting is there's 4 of them, 2 kids and 2 adults, and they got in this thing and they went, right after they bought it, they went to Yellowstone. I was like, oh my God, really? I guess they didn't have any problem. It runs, you know, they got it, they replaced a few belts, I think he said, and that's about all they had to do to it to get it to run, so it runs good. And they were on their way to South Dakota, and I'm like, shit, I can't get out of Boulder. But that'll come in time, because I'll have to at some point. And part of the journey is learning to be patient with myself, and learning to be kind to myself, and knowing that you can't do everything, and don't need to. So I'm trying to convince myself I'm not a total ass wimp, but feeling a little bit like one. Anyway, hopefully I'll get this other one uploaded someday, and this will follow. So stay tuned. It hasn't been quite a week yet. I'll try to update in a couple days.